Hello officers, Scorpio. Welcome now to Shout Out Wednesday. Post a comment or ask a question at soulgarden.tv in the Scorpio viewing room. I'll do my best to shout back and answer your question 1 week later. Well, it looks like showers with a chance of some real storms today for the Scorpions. The universe is really creating some spiritual earthquakes. On the one hand, you are particularly sensitive because the moon, which represents our emotions, is putting emotional focus on your subconscious, which is where we store the spiritual junk in our trunk. So not only are you aware of the moment and what's going on in your life, you're emotionally aware of all of your past history, which means if anyone is dumb enough to kind of accidentally scrape one of your old wounds, whether it's betrayal or lying or cheating or anything like that, you're going to find yourself really flaring up. So you are emotionally set to go off today, but you must remember that a lot of what you're bringing to the table is in fact your spiritual weeds in your soul garden and the past. And if you find that your past is really bugging you, well then you've got a lot of weeding to do, Mr. or Miss. Now adding to that, the sun today in Gemini, which is trining the moon, which means our emotions and our awareness are speaking as one today. The sun in Gemini ruled by Uranus. Great. Which means we're going to have breakdown followed by breakthrough energy. I always call Uranus the big bad wolf of the solar system. It huffs and it puffs. And if any part of your house was built out of straw, yes, it will get blown down. But the good news is it's breakdown, breakthrough energy, which means after your house is blown down, you'll look around and see your little brother, the piggy, actually built his out of brick. Aha! You should have built yours out of brick. Now the topic for Scorpios this month, of course, is trust and intimacy issues. One of those issues that Scorpios are good at and horrible at both, okay? Because people are always betraying you. You're the opposite of Scorpio. You're the opposite of the zodiac, and that's why it's your job to always point out when people cross lines. So you may find in your sphere of influence today that someone is not trustworthy. Maybe you haven't been trusting yourself. Maybe you should have put up a wall. Maybe you should have taken down a wall. Either way, it's just a lesson. Look for the silver lining, which is the breakthrough. Then finally for our shout out goes to Charlie, who is a Scorpio on the mothership. This was presented to us by Danny, our new director of Scorpios. By the way, Danny, you're doing a fine job. You guys should reach out to Danny and say hi. He's a huge resource for you Scorpios. And Charlie asked the question really about home, family, foundation, and boundaries. He says right now he's not feeling like settling into any boundaries or into any home foundation represented by Jupiter. And he's wondering if that is a Saturn return thing because he's going through his Saturn return. Excellent question. Well, here's a couple of little notes for you, Charlie. On the one hand, Saturn return simply means that your childhood is over. It means that you no longer have any hidden information in your soul. You know all the weeds, you know all the strengths, you know all the weaknesses. No longer can you claim ignorance to any karma. So in that sense, you are actually settling to a very big degree. Secondly, just the fact you keep on moving doesn't mean that you don't have solid boundaries or a foundation. Remember, a solid foundation is how will you mother yourself. Talk to a Sagittarius. They can make a great home out of a tent. They can make a great home out of their friend's corner of their bedroom. It's not about how great and glorious and how strong you are of a home or a mansion you build. It's really about how well you take care of yourself, the fact that you can create a home and nurture yourself anywhere. Boundaries are very important because no matter how well you nurture yourself, if you don't have strong boundaries up and say no to certain things, people can invade, take away your soul capital. So they really all go hand in hand. I would say, I bet you are settling within yourself even though your actual life is still in motion. Just a thought, but take a thought at that. All right, that's all I have for Shout Out Wednesday, Scorpios. I'll see you tomorrow with more. Live, love, be.